Do you ever scroll through your social media platforms and wish you were the person on the other side of the screen? The ones with perfect hair and skin, perfect relationships, the famous TikTokers with millions of likes because of their expensive houses and cars. We all have, and you'd be lying if you said you haven't at least once in your life wish you looked like a person or owned half the things that they all post about. It's not being insecure or ungrateful, it's just how life is today because of what the internet has become. People may not do it with the intention to hurt someone, but many post about all the good things in their life so that others truly believe it and want to follow them and give them likes, because that's just how social media works. We don't want others to see the bad in our lives or our insecurities, so we only show the good and sometimes even lie our way into thinking or making people think we have it good. So my question for you is, with all that social media has become over the years, do you believe it has impacted people's lives in negative ways? Because it has. And I, unfortunately, have been someone that has let it affect me many times, which is why I wanted to talk to you about it today, because I think it's important to talk about all these sorts of things and be vulnerable so that others know that they are not alone feeling like this, and that it doesn't make them insecure or ungrateful for what they have, because when it is all being shoved in your face as you scroll through your phone about 50% of your day, it's inevitable. Although there are many aspects of social media, I want to talk about how it may affect someone on how they feel, like their self-image and successes, their relationships, and even their mental health. Now, over many different new apps have been released, including ones that allow you to edit and filter the pictures that you take to make them exactly what you want them to be. You're able to change the way that you look completely, whether that be your face, your hair color, your body, and even the entire background of a picture. Although it is far beyond unrealistic, society today only accepts people if they meet societal expectations. Unfortunately, that's being skinny with clear skin and the right facial proportions for women, and tall, fit bodies with masculine personality for men. Dr. Alexandra Hamlet, a clinical psychologist at the Child Mind Institute, says many girls are bombarded with their friends posting the most perfect pictures of themselves, or they're following celebrities and influencers who do a lot of photoshopping and have makeup and hair teams. If that's their model for what is normal, it can be very hard on their self-confidence. Now, I know it's not just women, but society is a lot harder on women for the way that they look than they are with men. So many young girls who now grow up on social media believe that they need to look like Dr. Hamlet said, just like all these grown women photoshopping their pictures with full faces of makeup and fake hair. So these young women start wearing makeup at the age of 10, creating full skin routines at such a young age, trying to get the perfect, flawless skin they see on these adults, because that is just what is right and normal to them. Not only that, but also with many people, teenagers especially, we want to only post pictures of ourselves that we think others will like. We aren't going to post a picture of ourselves just after waking up in the morning in pajamas and crazy hair in a messy bed, because that just isn't how social media works. We are only going to show the world the best versions of ourselves and our lives so that we can hide behind all the bad. And as awful as it is, I've done this too. I have watched my friends and people I have never even met post beautiful pictures of themselves and let it get to me. So then in return, I only post the good pictures of myself, spending hours going through sometimes even 100 pictures I took, making sure that there isn't a single flaw in it so that people will think I look pretty and won't judge me. It's tiring and again, so unrealistic. Not only have I let it affect my self-image, but my relationships as well. Social media has affected my relationships in many ways, taking time away from loved ones, causing unneeded fights because of things that they're liking or the people they're following, and comparing my relationship to the ones that I see online. Is anyone going to post the fights and downs that happen in their relationship with their partner? Of course not. For one, it is personal, and two, why would we want others to know what our relationship is going through if it's going through a hard time? And when we see so many others with such perfect ones, with the doubts, they see a couple posting about marriage, having a baby, even buying a new house, and maybe they just aren't there yet in their relationship. But then they start to compare themselves to the couple that they think, wow, they have it all figured out and they're so happy, why can't that just be me? But little do they know that that relationship is going through something major right now, and they're just choosing not to post it and only post the good. For example, a couple I loved watching all the time were Zach Bryan, a famous country singer, and his girlfriend, Brianna LaPaglia. He took her all around the world on tours. She got front row at every concert. They had so many different homes, and they were always traveling and even about to be engaged. They made it seem like they had everything. Then, just recently, he ended it and just left her hanging. She came out and told the world that they were never as perfect as she made them seem. Because she loved him, she hid all the awful things that he did to her. He called her names, disrespected her family and friends, and even cheated. But just based off social media and everything she posted, nobody ever knew. You just truly never know based on the internet, because if someone doesn't want you to see the truth, then you're not going to. Not only that, but I know most people have heard someone say their boyfriend or husband or girlfriend and wife are following and liking all these famous people's videos and pictures, and they're not okay with it. And unfortunately, it is going to affect a relationship, because it just hurts the other person when they're watching someone they love liking and following all these beautiful models and people, liking all their pictures. And it is going to start unwanted arguments and issues in a relationship. This falls back into self-image and maybe even someone's mental health, which brings me to my last talking point. Now, I know a lot of what I said mainly is on post and pictures and editing and societal standards, but social media can have a big impact on mental health when it comes to things like bullying, cyberbullying, sleep deprivation, and even FOMO, which is the fear of missing out. As stated by clinical psychologists and their research on a website I found called Australian Christian College, there have been several different found negative effects of social media on wide ranges of ages over the years. Screen time has increased immensely now that almost everyone owns a phone and all the popular addictive apps. The blue light emitted by screens can suppress the production of melatonin, which is the hormone responsible for regulating sleep-wake cycles, making it harder to fall asleep the longer you're on your phone and exposed to this blue light. And with the less sleep you're getting, the more your mental health declines, as well as being able to text and call people whenever you want for how long you want. Many people stay awake for hours and hours, losing sleep, which I have also done. The website also talks about FOMO, the fear of missing out, and that social media platforms showcase the activities, events, and experiences others are having, leading to a fear of missing out. The fear can create anxiety and make individuals reluctant to disconnect from social media, even when they should be sleeping. And with things like the bandwagons, we all see something so popular and we all just need to have it, and if we don't get it, we're also getting FOMO. There are so many more reasons that I haven't mentioned that impact many people's lives negatively the more popular social media gets. But I'm also aware that this isn't accurate for everyone. I know social media has actually positively impacted so many lives in so many different ways. And sometimes someone might just be insecure and they let these situations get to them, when in reality it shouldn't. But as a young woman who has watched social media become as popular as it has, and who is on it for most of my day, I do post pictures that I think are only the best. I have let it affect my relationships negatively, and I have let it affect my mental health and interfere with my sleep. It honestly is just normal for me. I see all these beautiful women and wish I was even just half as pretty as them and as skinny as them. I wish I had a nice house and a car like some of the people I follow. I wish I could just change who I am sometimes to know what it is like to feel that successful. But now, with the older I've gotten, I sit back and I truly see the reality of it. We're all different. We've all lived different lives than the people around us and the people that we follow. I may not be as pretty or as successful and rich as these people, but I grew up in a loving household. I grew up with a huge family who raised me right and still support me no matter what. I worked my butt off in school to get the education and work towards a career that I want, and I have amazing friends that I love and a very good relationship. I have so much more in life, and I am so grateful for them, and social media isn't going to change that for me, and hopefully you don't let it either. So thank you for listening to my speech today, and I hope that you got something good out of it.